we're here. Oh shit, I forgot the music. I found a new little... This is music I found on Spotify labeled as Pixel Music AI. So we'll see if this hits the vibe or not. But I'm gonna finish writing out the review, like while we're waiting for the rest of the gang to come in. What's going on with my goofiness? There we go. I'm not sure if it's actually really pixel music or not, but it's kind of slaps. So what are our goals for today? We're gonna review the feedback. Oh, discuss future ends. I think we'll put that at the bottom though, because that one sounds kind of vague. And that'll be fun to be like, and more, and you guys will be like, tell us, streamer man, what else is there? So, I'll just outline that real quick to make that all fun and colorful. Oh, and we should talk about all of Chromatic 2.0. That should be exciting for you guys. I really hope everyone's been doing well. It literally, like, I would not have been able to stream last week. Like, moving was so much of a fun clusterfuck. But it was a really good time. Oh, and there goes this video getting monetized because I swore. Womp womp. I'll just blur over it. Okay, so here we go. So, what is going on? Everything's like moving in squares. Whoa! Whoa! Got a funny line boy. What? I pressed B. Why are we doing... I don't like that. Oh, wait, no. I want that. I want that. I want that. I want that. But then why is it drawing in lines? Guys, what is this? The game is getting an update. I just gotta figure out why this is happening. It's very fun looking. It isn't a pencil tool, but why is it like drawing between the lines? That's so funny. Okay, that doesn't matter. Okay, so you guys were tasked last week. Also, is the music too loud or anything? Let me know if the music's too loud. Thank you, Pix. I will. Oh shit, it's empty. Okay. When we get to a good breaking point, I'll drink some water, so it'll be good. So last week on Discord, I made a huge announcement and was like, hey guys, we got the game. I like finally fleshed it out enough that I wanted you guys to test it, give me some feedback, and everybody did. Like, it was really nice. 4 people were, 4 really awesome people who submitted feedback through the Google Forms that I had posted. So we're actually going to look over that. So that is this bad boy right here. You can see there's 4 responses. So I know that Pix put his name on one of them, so long as he's okay with it being revealed, like his anonymous, you know, submission being like revealed that it was his. I'm okay with like going through the responses. But everyone else's was anonymous, and I really liked the feedback that I got. So I wanted to talk about the feedback with you guys today. So, without further ado, going into these responses. So first, let's just like go through the questions real quick, just for anyone who wasn't familiar, or people who are watching more predominantly on YouTube or watch more predominantly on Twitch and aren't part of the, you know, Discord as much. So basically, for the alpha, I am gonna turn this down just a touch. There we go. No, don't go over my name. Try to skip it. Okay. I'm not sure if I can skip it. So if needed, I'll go through the questions and then I'll pull the responses over to one of the monitors so that you guys don't see whose is what's. So, but basically this was for me to figure out if I had made an actually interesting experience with the game. So the first thing I asked was, did you even finish a full playthrough of the game? Like, did you get to an ending and go back to the title screen? Then it was like, if you didn't, if you ended up losing interest, what contributed to you not enjoying the game? And I put a couple options here. And then I tried to do a few questions, and I tried not to make this too long. I think I made it like 8 or 10 questions. So it's like, how'd you feel about the length of the dialogue? Because when I presented it to Mrs. Prism, she even looked at me and she was like, honey, I love you, but this is really long and this is kind of stressing me out. And I was like, that's not a good sign if my bookworm doesn't want to read the story. You know, like, if she's not going to read it and she like loves me and wants to feed me and be around me and hold me when we watch movies and stuff, it's like, if she's not into it, how can I expect random people on the internet to be into it? I asked about the stories like understanding, like just how easy was it to understand what was going on, so you guys weren't like, I don't know, I made this decision and now I'm suddenly in a forest, what the hell. I asked about the game's pacing. I asked how balanced the audio and music felt. I asked if people found the endings enjoyable and justified, because I really hate it when you play a game and you feel like you're like kind of like scaped into an ending that doesn't make sense and you're not enjoying yourself. I know it is a choose your own adventure game, but I just wanted to make sure that people were really enjoying it. Asked people if they played more than one ending to see if it was... Sometimes when you ask people to test a game, they will literally just go for the quickest point and go, wow, that was cool, and then never touch it again. So this was fun to see if people wanted to try playing like multiple endings for the game. I asked how the overall volume of the game felt, and people like, you know, to say if it was loud, if it was fine, or if it was quiet and you had to turn your thing up. And then I left a fun little suggestions section here that was like, it's a game. Oh, oops, my bad. Be like, it's a game pretty good, you know, or like whatever. But this oh shit, stop that, stop. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to pull these over to the side so that you guys can't see whose is whose, and I'm just going to read off some of the data that we got. So I'll pull this over here, and, oh, actually, I should pull it over here. There we go, so that I can still see Twitch chat. So with the first question being, did you finish a full playthrough? It was 100% everyone played multiple playthroughs. So that was already a really good sign that people, like, multiple people were playing it and enjoying it. For the second question was, if you lost interest, what contributed? And a couple people did respond saying the music was too repetitive or kind of annoying, and the dialogue was too long and uninteresting. Both things I kind of knew, because the music was good, but I don't think it was long enough of a loop for how long the game was. So if the average playtime of a game while you were reading it was like, you know, 15 minutes from start to finish for an end, and it's a 90-second loop of a song, that could get annoying really quickly. So that's something I actually made a mental note of. The dialogue being too long and uninteresting, something I also made a note of, because again, when you look at the game, it's like, here, I will pause the music real quick. Pause. And then we will actually load up Game Maker and just so you guys can like see it, you know, directly hands-on, like how rough the dialogue can be. While we're waiting for Game Maker to load. How did you feel about the length of dialogue? There was 3 votes for a 3 out of 5 and 1 vote for a 2 out of 5. So I think that is people saying like the length of the dialogue was really not great. So again, that feeds very much into a lot of people saying like it was not interesting or not engaging, because it's just like, again, I'll show it here in a second. It's just got to load and compile. You know how it goes. Game dev. But yeah, we'll play the game. Give it a second to load up. Okay, oh, and it accidentally loaded over here. That's okay. So, boop. So, like, again, with this length of dialogue, and even the audio, I can tell that the audio is, like, drowning me out. So, like, here, I'll pull this down a little bit. There, that should be better. I'll just do this for right now so you guys can hear me over the game. But, like, literally having 3 pages of introduction, and then having 4 more pages of basically introduction to actually get to the meat of the game. I understand that I was very excited while I was making this game, but looking back on it, that is shooting yourself in the foot immediately to not allow anyone to abuse the game. Like, that's too much. Like, that's, as Miss Prism put it, it is trying to make people enjoy the game by, like, instead of showing them the game, you're, like, telling them the game. Like, isn't this cool? Isn't this amazing? Like, there's this whole world you can explore. And it's like, that's cool, but I should just allow the player to experience that through choices in playing the game. And I didn't allow that to happen. Because, like, not until you get here into the Underwood, which is 8 pages in, are you actually playing or enjoying the game. So then at this point, you know, it's like, yeah, there's, like, other different branches and stuff you can start doing, and you can get different stuff going. But again, it should be starting there. It should be starting, like, you're in the world, what do you want to go to do? There's these things, and you know these things are going on, go find them. So I definitely feel like I fell a little bit short there. Next question was, how understandable was the story? This one got a 4.25, so that means that I wrote a understandable story, questionable if it was interesting or not. So we rated a 4.25 with 3 votes for 4 and 1 vote for 5. So thank you all for voting that nicely. Game's pacing, we also fell kind of short on this. So it was, how did you feel about the game's pacing? We averaged a 3.25. And again, all this is on a 5 out of 5 star rating system, or like a 5-star rating system. Four people voted, or three people voted for four, and one person voted for one. Yo, oh, I'm doing good, Jonas. We're actually just going over the feedback that we got from my video game. This actually picks. Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. We're actually going over all of the data for our game right now. Basically, I had people like fill out a survey after they played my little choose your own adventure text-based game, just to see like who was enjoying what and all of that. So we're actually just going over that right now. We just finished talking about the story and the game's pacing. So we're right here where one person felt like the game's pacing was kind of crap, and a lot of people said it was pretty all right. And how are you, Jonas? I hope Gao's doing okay. I plan on starting to lurk and or raid Gao streams relatively soon. I'm still kind of like structuring my shit out because I want to get back to streaming like 4 days a week, because 2 days a week, now that I'm in a better financial spot and I'm not as stressed and stuff, I really want to get the streams going again, as long as they're not cutting into time with my girlfriend. But on work nights where we don't see each other, I have like 4 opportunities a week to like stream, so. And she'd probably even be okay with me streaming on like Tuesdays or Wednesdays, like one or the other. I was showing this to a friend and he agreed with the 8 pages kind of killing the intro of the game. Too much. It's horrible. Like, I got excited because I was like, I want to build out, I want to build out the story. I want people to be excited about, like, we're going to have this really cool thing. Are you excited? Like, you're going to do all this shit, and this is Chromatia, and this is how Chromatians are made, and you're a time traveler, scholar, and it's like, I'm not showing. I'm telling. And people need to see it, not just hear it. Like, again, like, if you close your eyes and I, like, tried explaining a mountainscape, and be like, oh, there's a rush of water and the mountains and all the cool bullshit, like, you guys would be like, oh, thanks, Torn, your ASMR voice is really cool. And I'd be like, yeah, you're welcome. Like, feel free to tune in, ASMR. But, like, you're not in the mountains. But if you're there in the mountains and you can see them and you can see the water and you can hear it coursing over the bridge, like, you're engaged, and then everything's around you. All right, life is a bit better, slowly trying to fix up life. Ooh, that sounds good. ASMR voice, I got you, Pix. Yeah, his past 2 streams were quite good. He seems to be getting a bit better as well. Good! I love to hear that. He deserves that, and so do you. I really, I love that for him. So, sorry, but basically my whole point was, like, seeing versus telling. Like, it's like you can help tell to help see, but like you should be predominantly showing with the gameplay, letting people be like, oh, like these choices immediately have fun, cool, And I will say, with the new 2.0 Call of Chromatic, which we're going to go over after the feedback, I'm really excited that that is the direction this game is going in. It really does. He gets quite down because he thinks he needs to change the game name. What is the game's name? I want to hear the game name. And then I can go yell at Gao and be like, you're wrong! Stop! How balanced did the audio music feel? We got a couple votes of people saying it could have been better, or it could have been worse. And then a couple people said it's fine. They didn't notice a problem. I personally don't see a problem, but if this continuously becomes a problem, it is very easy for me to fix noise values and just set them. Like, I can go directly into the sounds. I can set up a sound thing, like a, I forget what it's called, but basically you can adjust the volume with like actual code that just goes, this is going to be nerfed by 30%, 80%, 90%. Golo's wacky alien adventure, but someone made a JoJo's reference. Now he's afraid of getting sued and stuff. I don't... Is there a JoJo character named Golo? Because otherwise I think he's going to be fine. Yeah, I think that's fine, Jonas. I will literally jump into Gao's chat next time he's streaming and be like, Gao, don't. You're fine. And this one made me pretty happy. People were like, did the endings feel enjoyable, justified? I like that a lot of people were mostly enjoying it, not super satisfied. But then someone said, like, no, they didn't feel justified. And again, I even resonate with this, so having one person say it, like, connects with me being like, okay, like, not that these people aren't telling the truth, maybe these people were like, whoa, like, Prism made a really cool game, and we're really proud of him, and that's amazing, thank you, Prism. But, like, I do like this one person being like, these endings were kind of cool, they're kind of all over the wall, and I didn't really feel anything from them. And, like, that's kind of what I want, too, is, like, not that I'm going to make a cute little micro game where every ending, like, is a tearjerker. Like, there's still going to be some endings that are like, what the hell, until you play them again, and then you start getting more context where you're like, oh, that's why that's happening, probably best not to remind him. It's impossible to change his mind now, and he's keeping most of the... Okay, good. Yeah, because he shouldn't beat up on himself. No, you're fine, Airport. Don't sweat it. Like, the thing is, I'm still building my brand. So expecting people to, when I've been streaming on and off for 7 years inconsistently, expecting people to show up and consistently, like, give a hoot when I can't reliably show up, like, it's not fair to my community. Like, once I start showing up consistently for, like, a year or two again, I'm hoping that the viewer count will, like, climb back up to 10 or 15, and, like, I'll have more people who more reliably want to, like, provide feedback, but that's not a big deal. This one made me really happy. Did you play more than one ending? This means that everybody at least gave the game more than one shot. Like, you know, they played one ending and then they wanted to get other endings. So this made me really happy. Overall volume feel, where it's like it felt fine or minimal, or it felt a little loud. I even just felt it just now when I turned it on for you guys. I need to turn the audio down a little bit. I do plan on making some audio buttons as well, where there'll be audio sliders where you can turn the sound up and down. You recently got Terraria and Repo. Ooh, hell yeah. Both good games. I strongly recommend Terraria. I've had a lot of friends tell me that Repo is like Lethal Company, but better. So, you can't go wrong with either. Okay. So, sorry, I almost spoiled something because Pix wanted to remain anonymous. So, this final section is, if you have suggestions or feedback, please feel free to leave them here. And I got 4 really solid, awesome pieces of feedback. So, we'll start with the first one. For me, the music didn't start until I hit a restart quest page in one of the branches. Reloading the game didn't fix the issue. I liked the story, even though it was a bit wordy, but overall it was very enjoyable. I had a hard time reading some of the font, but that could be my dyslexia. Overall, I can tell you put a lot of work into the story, and it shows. I can't wait to see more. That felt good. I really enjoyed that. I was like, thanks, guys. You rule for that. Second one, there are some audio problems where it does not play and a one ending icon that is off-center. However, I will try to find more bugs. Cool. That's awesome. Thank you. Third, I don't know what, but something was making the text hard to read blend together. Maybe more paragraph breaks or bigger spaces between lines. And then the final feedback was, hello, Hero, because for people who don't know, my online alias used to be Hero Rin, but now it's Prism because, like, I've let my video game stuff just, like, take over my identity, which I'm totally fine with. They say, I love your font. It's a great font for titles, subtitles, settings, screens, boss bars. I'd even read small excerpts in a game mode, but I personally think it's simply too much for a full-blown story game. And so something that I found very interesting that I had a lot of fun with is I started looking at different font options. So, like, here, let me zoom in on this a little bit so you guys can see it. So this is the font we were using and how blocky it is. So, like, let me just show you an example real quick. So, like, we're going to keep it on this. I'm going to play the game because I want you guys to see how much of a difference this makes and how excited this made me. So when you go in, you can see how this is, like, really, like, bigger and blockier, right? And how the person was saying, like, this is, like, a lot to read, and it's, like, very overwhelming to look at. And, like, even down here in these, I don't feel like it looks, like, I don't think it looks terrible, but I don't think it looks the best. So then we close that. And we swap back to this thinner font that you can see over here. It gets a little bit more slender. Exactly, Airport. But then when I tried out this font, I feel like a couple things. Is one, I think that this font, because it's more slender, it's a little bit cleaner, so it's not as overwhelming. But I do also plan on cutting the amount of text on every choice that you make in half, because the new plan effectively with, like, I think I'm going to use the thicker text for up here for, like, you know, for what page number you're on, what story branch you're on, and then use the thin text for, like, these little spots, just because I feel like that'll work really well. Because then you have, like, you know, your big, like, title, sub-menu, like, text, and then you have, like, this thinner, more slender text for other things, and I feel like that works really well. So, that being said, my plan, let me show you the plan. Provided that this is behaving now. I swear to God, if this isn't behaving, I'm going to freak out. Why is it still drawing lines? Oh my God, why is it doing this? This is so funny. I hate it. Pencil tool. Not a spray, pencil. Why are you doing it like that? Dynamics? No? Oh, hey, you drew a D&D map. Dude, literally, though. Wait, hold on. I don't understand why this is happening. Hold on one second. Why is a sprite drawing straight lines on pencil. You can draw straight lines with the pencil tool by holding the shift key after placing the first pixel of the line. Oh, wait, that's actually cool. I didn't know that. But, like, that's not what's happening here. No. Okay, I have a plan. I will... A-Sprite, like, when I click, this is supposed to be my pencil tool. And it's just drawing, like, straight lines. Like, I can't make it not do this. It's just stop! Dude, this is beautiful. It's like a mosaic. I just want it to not be doing that. And I have no idea why it's doing that. I just made this 1200 by 1200. It's just, like, freaking out. That's okay, though. I have another program I can use that'll actually be better for what we're doing. So, basically, new plan. Let me find the tools that I want to use here. 2D shapes. Square. So you guys are still familiar that, like, the top has, like, the text. And that's good. And, like, we'll draw, like, the little boxes and stuff. This will be kind of fun because it will actually help me, like, flesh it out. So, like, it's got the boxes. It's got, like, the page numbers and everything. So the new plan is I'm going to do one whole box for the story now. And what's going to happen is that there's going to be, like, sub boxes that run through the bottom of it. Because now that the text is going to be a little bit smaller, there's just going to be room for, like, the options along the bottom. So this is not the cleanest example, but you guys get what I'm trying to go for. So then, like, story text goes here. So it's like story text here. And then, oh, no, that's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. So story. Where's it going? Stop that. What? Where are you going? Where'd it go? There we go. Story text here. There we go. Okay. And then we'll do another one here. And, like, this will be, like, you know, choice 1, choice 2, choice 3 kind of thing, right? And I feel like by doing it like this, it's going to, like... Oh, I forgot about the other thing. Hold on. Because there's something else I'm going to be adding that I'm really excited about. And since we're not playing the game for a little while... Okay, there we go. I got some pixel music playing. 2D shapes. I'll just do it like this. So, this is not a feature anyone asked for, but it's something that I wanted to try implementing, just for ease of access for people. So, I'm going to make it that you can highlight over every option, but I'm also going to try this little feature where there's key bindings for each of them. So, it's like you can either press the button, like you can either, like, highlight and press the button and it'll still do what it does in the current game where, like, it darkens in color and it makes a noise and highlights over it and everything. It's like blip, 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 blip. But I also just wanted this to be, like, a fun little option so that's, like, if people just want to press, like, different buttons on their keyboard, and I guess I'll do QWE, because if I do QEW, that's 1, 3, 2, and that's really gross. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, that's something that's at the top of my list, too, is I need to find... I want to find more music for the channel, but I don't know how the royalty stuff works, so I don't want to, like, start playing, like, fucking Blink-182 and get sued, because that just doesn't seem like a good idea. But this is kind of just the idea that I've got going right now, is that it's like... Is it loud enough? Do I need to turn it up a little bit? There we go. I turned up my computer a little bit so I could hear it better. And then put you guys back on the side. Which song is this? It is Remorse by Pixel Music AI. Because again, I was just trying to find, like, this is like 2 hours of music. I thought that this would be good for the channel. But that's something I want to look into, is I want to start building out, like, a good music playlist for stuff, because I know some people were like, oh man, we have to listen to the same song, like these same songs every time he streams. And I would love to start turning my streams into, like, a legitimate chill space where it's like, yeah, I'm working on my games, but then people are also, like, able to just come in here and be like, I like the music he plays, and I like his funny ASMR voice. Oh shit, I need to go get water. Hold on, I need to grab water. I'll be right back. I need water! Water! Thank you, Pix. No, the songs are from a goated source. We need B-movie. No, we're not. Airport, we're not doing that shit. Get out of here. But this is kind of what I'm thinking of for the new format. No, we don't, Pix. Do not encourage them. No, no, no. But I'm going to take this for now. I'm going to screenshot it and put it in the Discord under work in progress so people can be like, wow, that is some hot garbage. Because I still like the branch thing. Like, I'm probably going to do away with the branch thing and just, like, do, like, the location of where you're at. So, because, like, I still like it for, like, labeling the endings or what you're currently doing. So, like, I'll probably reformat what I use this for. But, like, the text styling I think is really good because if I increase the font, increase the spacing, but then reduce the amount of actual text because now the game is going to be a lot more like, you're here, what do you do? Open a door, there's a zombie on the other side. What do you do? Shoot it, you died. You know, like, it's going to be a lot more straightforward. It's not going to be like, you're traveling the lands and there's a fucking 5-minute dialogue or monologue every page because, like, I do like that some people enjoyed that. But after I sat down, it was 2 nights ago, I sat down, I was watching Chainsaw Man, which if anyone here has seen Chainsaw Man, that anime is goated. I love Chainsaw Man. I don't like the fan servicey stuff, but I just like that a man can pull a string on his chest and a chainsaw blade bursts out of his head. It's amazing. But yeah, so like that's kind of what I'm working on right now is I know that it's something I'm going to talk to the community about is I had done a donation goal to basically add extra zones. But now I've realized that the scope creep of my micro game was way, way off the market. I was like way over what I should have been. And so I have reworked the story for basically 2.0 of Call of the Chromatic. So now it's going to be called Aster's Awakening. So it's called the Chromatic Aster's Awakening. And the whole story, I counted it up last night. It has 18 endings and it all takes place on Twilight Coast. So the whole idea is that it's like, you are, like, without any spoilers, it's literally just you're exploring the island, but things are happening, and you kind of have to connect why all these things are happening. And so long as you're able to do that, then, like, it's... The way that I wrote it, it's like, so, there's this really cool game called The Cloud. It's a choose-your-own-adventure game that was reviewed by this really awesome YouTuber named Manly Badass Hero, if anyone knows who that is. And basically the whole concept with The Cloud is that there is a storm outside and you get a news report on your TV that's like, there's going to be a storm referred to as the Cloud, and all you have to do to survive it is turn off your lights, don't make any noise, and hide in your house. And so literally the first ending you can get is doing exactly that. There's 23, 26 endings for the game, but the first ending is literally you lock the doors, you lock the windows, you turn out the lights, and you just sit in your living room for like in the evening, and you win, and the game goes, well done, and that's the first ending. But then there's like a bunch of different endings where it's like if you leave the lights on and keep the doors unlocked, like a zombie stumbles into your house, or if you go outside into the rain, like you get abducted into the cloud and you become a zombie. But like as you play it more and there's more endings, you kind of start piecing it together that they're like there's a narrative that's happening whether or not you're making choices associated with it. But when you do make choices associated with it, you basically end up like becoming part of the story or becoming part of the protagonist or part of the antagonist. And it's a really clever way to create a choose your own adventure where it's not necessarily that there's like 500 different endings, but there's like 12 different ways that you can interact with the story that do or don't get you killed or others killed. And so keeping that in mind, that's how I rewrote the second version of the Twilight Coast. I've seen the game. I wonder if it's free. Is it on? I'm gonna see. Loud. Nope. Where did he? I wonder where he played it from then. But it's just really cool. It's literally just a little goofy choose your own adventure game. It's done super phenomenally well, and I just like I can't praise it enough for like how well done it is as like its own product. And so it inspired the shit out of me. So I just like I'm gonna move. It's called The Cloud. But Yeah, because I can find his YouTube video of it, like, no problem. So, like, maybe we can just source it real quick. Hold on. I'll literally just go, like, manly, badass, hero, cloud. There we go. Yeah, deadly cloud visits your town. You must not take shelter. The cloud, all endings. So, like, we'll just pause the audio.
Refresh your
No, stop that. Where is the game? Game info? Chronicles from the Abyss. Oh, because it's part of one of different... Chronicles from the Abyss is a collection of 4 twisted horror and thrill stories that will play on the darkest corners of your mind. Every choice drips with dread, twisting plots, haunting art, and chilling lurking ways. Ready to uncover what lurks beneath? It only has 5 user reviews? That is such a damn tragedy. Even after Manly Badass Hero reviewed it? Dang. But yeah, like, this is how he does, like, his, like, choose your own adventure games, is it's, like, it's literally just, like, text-based. He does, like, some art for the choices and stuff. You're a good advertisement for this game. I am, man. You guys should go play Chronicles from the Abyss. I mean, it is $4, so, like, if you don't have the money, like, I get it, because, like, I don't have the money right now. After the moving, we're really, like, it was really expensive. 58 endings, 4 different stories. Holy shit. Blow your head off. Wait. Hold on. This is actually, like, really good for me to, like, learn how to make a trailer, too. Wait, this is dope. Get eaten by a bear. Get turned inside out. I saw that ending. Meet a false god. Get your head smashed. Get crucified. Get torn to pieces. Fight an abomination. A game created by Adriana Silva and Aaron Wise. Chronicles from the Abyss. Well, no wonder I couldn't find it. That's sick. Good for them. Dude, maybe I'll reach out to them and be like, yo, your game is cool as shit. Because, like, the art is basic, but, like, that's sick. Steam achievement for each ending. That's a lot of achievements. Clean and crisp artwork so you can get immersed in the story. See, that's one thing my game doesn't have, is, like, the art for this game. Like, even though it's, like, very simplistic in design, this is still really fucking cool. Because it paints the image for you. So it's like, yeah, it's not hot. Like, this one is really nice. Like, I couldn't draw this to save my life. This is super intense. But even this, like, right here, like, that's cool because he, like, you know, he put like a smear thing over the top of it. But, like, all of this art, none of this is, like, super in depth or anything. But it still sells the point that's like, you know, it's life or death. You stay in a firm stance, waiting for it to attack. It comes fast, and you do your best to grab the head and keep it away while the knife goes straight to the face. You quickly pierce the side of the jaw, damaging. Oh, it's, how dare you? Damaging the tendon. With a swift motion, you pull it out and stab the shoulder multiple times, weakening the arm. You know, and it's like, and then there's like some cool art of you being like, ah, ninja. You know, that's crazy though. I thought for sure it would have more reviews. What? It didn't come out too long ago though. Wow, it only came out like 2 months ago. That's sick. I wonder what game development software they used for this. Oh, dang. Wow. Okay, sorry. I'm done gawking over something that I look up to. But I am going to add it to my wish list because I might actually pick this up and play it later. Just so that you guys can like kind of get the point that I'm trying to make. It's $4, so like I could check my Prison Break community content budget. So getting people thinking about your ending game is hard. Apparently, dude, that's nuts. I didn't realize that. I know that even like I've talked about this a lot, where it's like, if my game ended up, like, I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say, but it's like, game development is hard already, but then there's a billion people out there, like, using AI to make games, AAA companies making games, like, groups of people making games for game jams, like, people like Terraria and Toby Fox that were, like, successful and have money to, like, make more games and stuff, like, it is a competitive environment to get eyes on you and keep eyes on you. Because it's like, it's very easy. Like when Valheim was this like Viking survival craft, when it first came out, it stormed the internet. Like 6 million copies sold. It was like psychotic. And it still holds a lot of its player base, but it's like people buy it, they play it, and then so many people move on. So like trying to build a continuous community for your game is like really hard. Like, um, another big example. So I am a really big part of this community called like Necess. And let me see if I can like figure it out real quick. So like this is like crazy to me, right? So sorry, slight doxing. So like right here, like online, 4,622 people in this community. They have sold 1 million copies. Like I actually like used to like talk to the game dev on a regular basis when I first started building games. I messaged him like every week, and his DMs are open. Like check this out. Oh, does it still show it? Oh, streamer mode's enabled, so it won't show it. But like literally, he talks about how his DMs are open because he wants to hear from people in his community about his game. So like literally a Discord with 4,700 people in it. He's like sold over several million copies. He's told me that like after the first like couple years during COVID, he was able to like launch this game, and it did amazingly well, like surprisingly well, like and like all the stuff. And it's like a hold on, because I can even like bring it up on like yeah, store, because I own it. We'll play it at some point too because I really like it. So Necess, like if you look at this, like all reviews, 94%, they're literally sitting on the cusp of overwhelmingly positive for this game. And like it's a cool little game. He just did like a graphic overall to it, so like all the enemies and bosses and stuff got like graphic updates, and the game does look really dope, and they're doing really good with it. But the thing that's so crazy to me, so this guy has this community, right? Like 4,600 people in the Discord, all of this stuff. I've seen it when he streams on Twitch. He gets like 12 viewers watching his streams of his game, and that's it. And again, he's like a millionaire off the game. He's done all this stuff, and it is like this like historically underperceived game that just like did not hit the masses all at once. Like he has sold a lifetime of 1 million copies, but he never had that burst like Monster Hunter, Wilds, crazy, fucking blowout 5 million sale weekend, and people still play it regularly and stuff. Like this game has a ton of replay value. You go around, you build bases, you fight bosses. There's a full end game loop where you're just like grinding out these like resources that you plug into a plinth, and you go fight these like end game bosses to get end game gear. And he even put in healing items because I asked for him. I was like, oh, it'd be really cool if there was a healer class. And he didn't feel like fleshing out a whole other healer system, but like he built these stabs that you can use that are based off your magic skill to like bounce healing shots off of you and your teammates, so that you can do it as like a secondary thing. And I don't know, there's just a part of me that just gets blown away by that, because like you said, there's like so many little indie games out there that nobody's heard of that are like so popular. Like even like Last Train Out of Wormtown, and like, I mean, web fishing like went fucking crazy overnight. But like, yeah, there's just a lot of really goofy stuff out there. So, sorry, we kind of got off focus, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like we went over the player feedback. I kind of started talking to you guys about Call of the Chromatic 2.0. FTL getting big. Oh, dude. Is it like actually getting big? Like it's starting to get big? Because I feel like it's already been big, right? Am I wrong on that? Was it not big? Hold on. Sorry, we're going to go back to this real quick now because this is just a fun part of the community discussion. FTL faster than light. It's got 60k reviews. Only 300 reviews in the last 30 days, so... Such a good game. I wish I was better at it. I suck ass every time I play at it. Oh, it got... Okay, my bad. I was like, what? I didn't like their second game as much, Into the Breach. Into the Breach is good. I don't know. It's not FTL. But it's still very good. A lot of eyes on it when it's fresh. No, completely agree. And it's still a really good game. Probably play it later this week. We can definitely geek about more indie fandom though. Because that's it is definitely different. Into the Breach. So that's something I also want to say is if you guys have friends that are working on indie games and stuff, I know that I don't have as much momentum as I would like to have yet, because I'm still working on like building out my title and my momentum and having my own community and stuff where people like regularly show up and contribute and hang out and stuff. But like, if you have friends that are working on games, especially if they're games that are on like a popular platform like Itch or Steam or like anything where it's easily accessible for people to play it without getting viruses, like please let me know, because I don't know when we're doing it yet, but Griffin, the guy that we rated last week before last, he has a game on Steam called Crash Diet Simulator. I plan on playing that on stream so people can look at it to just get a couple pairs of eyes on it and go, guys, check this out. You should go check his game out, you know? Yeah, that's what I noticed when I played Into the Breach is like it's still fun, but it's very like cookie cutter. In FTL, there's like so much shit that can go right, go wrong, and there's so much variability, and I really like that. I think that's what makes FTL fun. Um, so we've reviewed our feedback, and basically, you guys just need to know that the feedback was like taken into serious consideration, taken seriously, and that I'm gonna be using that as I'm building Call of the Chromatic Aster's Awakening because there's a lot of stuff I want to make sure gets added to the game. Uh, like the game shrunk in size, which is good because it means that you guys will be playing it. You'll be like beating through it really quickly. Like no run should go longer than like 3 minutes, except for there are 4 secret endings, and I actually already learned how to code secret endings. I had someone in the Game Maker community teach me how to do it, so I'm super excited about that. Yeah, I do like that. I do agree with that with Into the Breaches, like the flawless run. That's always really fun. Because like there's a way to do it. Can you find it? I think I'm gonna round out the last part of stream. Just discussing future plans for both like YouTube and Twitch, community generation stuff. So there's like a few things that kind of go into future plan discussions. So like the first thing is I want to start streaming more. I'm only streaming twice a week, and the viewership, the number never really bothers me. Like, yeah, I do think I get a small dopamine hit when the number's higher, but I really just like the interaction. Like, I can stream to an audience of 2 people, and if they're both continuously talking to me, which is what's happening right now, because it's like Pix, Jonas, Airport are all chatting, and that's like 3 of the 5 viewers that are here. And it's like, I know I have lurkers, so having a 60% non-lurker ratio is pretty psychotic, and I love that. But like, I do get there will be streams where people show up and can't talk, don't want to talk, etc., and I don't like calling people out. But my whole point is I want to get back to bringing more people into the community, and I want to do that by having a couple more streams a week where I can play more indie games. So people will kind of start learning the flow that it's like I have a couple days where I play indie games, and then I have a couple days where I'm workshopping our game. So that's the first thing is slowly working on building out the stream schedule. So probably starting next week, maybe week after next, and then when I finalize it, I'll make announcements in the Discord. I would like to start branching back out to 3 days a week. I'm also going to look into possibly extending the streams because one thing that I've been realizing is with like here I'll show you guys, I'll put you guys on TV. Look kids, you're on TV. It's going to keep duplicating over here though, so watch out. But a really cool thing is like right here, I can run a 3-minute ad. So like if we're at a point where there's nothing going on, like if I'm like, hey chat, I'll be right back, I can hit a 3-minute ad, walk away, knowing that I'm not doing anything, right? To be like, hey guys, like that was really fun. We just worked on, working on our video game and that was really fun. I'm going to go take a break and we're going to go play FTL for a couple hours. Then I can hit this 3-minute ad button. I can walk away. And then I know when I start recording the YouTube videos, because right now I'm using Twitch's export tool, but I found out it exports it at 720p and it looks like crap and it's not going to be good for my YouTube viewership. So it's like, I need to take off that 10-minute intro. I need to start recording my own videos. And then like, there's some software I'm going to download that's like, I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like DaVinci something. I got to look it up, but it's like a video editing software. And the whole idea is that it... Sorry, ADHD. It's really bad sometimes. Yes, thank you. DaVinci Resolve. Jonas, I love you. Thank you. That was really helpful. But yeah, so basically DaVinci Resolve, it's a really nice software where I could go in and I can cut that 10-minute intro off so that people who start watching a YouTube channel can just go, oh, we're watching content instead of, oh my god, there's this 10-minute intro on every single one of his YouTube videos, because that's probably why my videos don't get a lot of, like, retention. Like, I get a lot of view clicks, but I don't get any retention. It's probably because people don't feel like clicking on the video and then skipping 10 minutes. So it's like, I'm going to play with DaVinci so I can, like, start cutting that off. But then, instead of going, oh, I have to find the Twitch VOD for what's supposed to be episode 11 because I already drew the thumbnail and everything, it's like, if I record it to an external hard drive, then I can just be like, cool, stream's done. You know, now I'm swapping gears to go like play games for the rest of the night. And then when I go back later and find this like 4 hour video on my external hard drive, I can literally cut it in half. I like using OpenShot. I heard DaVinci's pretty good, and I would like to start doing a couple effects on my videos. I don't want to go crazy, but I want to start making like not professional level, but I definitely want to be above like not picking on anyone, but I want to be above like the trash tier where it's like very clearly no video, like no thought was put in besides hitting record, which is what I'm doing right now, and I hate that. Or the low effort of pinned comment of stream starts here, literally. So, and that'll be so nice because then like I can record like because there's some nights where like I would love to like stream and record for like, you know, 5, 6, oh, well, not 5, 6 hours, but like 3 or 4 hours. You know, it's like I want to get a beefier computer so I can start like streaming and recording and then like play some like higher, you know, res games. So you guys can be like, oh, he's not coding right now. He's playing Mecha Break. And like, that's so cool. So like all of that is kind of going on under the hood. There's just a lot that's happening. So the plan right now, before I bite off more than I can chew, is I want to finish out this devlog series with like the older recording software and stuff. So literally just doing Twitch exports for the rest of Call of the Chromatic up to Aster's Awakening release, which is like probably 2 weeks out. I'm gonna code a bunch of it tonight. Hang out in the Game Maker Discord while I code a bunch of it tonight. And then when it's done, I'm going to kind of just do like a face down, do a huge facelift, like start figuring out how I want to design stream, start figuring out if I have a beefy enough computer to record and stream. So that might be something that I even do later tonight. I might just pop up another stream. So if you guys see an announcement later, I might just test seeing if I can record and stream at the same time. And then, yeah, I really want to start doing like a huge set of upgrades just for like the social media stuff. Like it's like I'd like to start posting a little bit more often, like some fun stuff, being like, hey guys, this is the art I'm working on. Hey guys, this is what we're working on. And just making it a little bit more interactive because I feel like a lot of people want to catch content and they can't because right now I'm like a shooting star where it's like 2 nights a week for an hour is not enough for a lot of my community members. Because I've noticed with a lot of my friends, including myself, that if I stream for like 3 or 4 hours, I end up getting up to a retention of like 15 viewers because people are just like hanging out. But when I only stream for an hour and then people know that it's almost an hour, people start like bailing out like because they have a job or they're like, oh, I'm gonna go watch this other streamer. So um there's just a lot I'm thinking about. And you guys are giving me a lot of feedback so I can keep working on that, and I really appreciate it. So um you guys are just a really awesome community. So tonight was literally just talking about feedback. We kind of bounced all over the place, but that's ADHD, so that's totally fine. I'm gonna look up some more music. That's like I'm gonna look up royalty-free rules and start finding some good like chiptune music, like a good like 5 hour block of it that I can just like cycle through when I'm like coding and stuff. I might ask my friends if they know of some, so I just don't get like demonetized and shit. But this was a good stream. I do think I'm going to call it here just before the ads come in. Tomorrow night is going to be a coding stream. I'm literally just going to jump into doing art, doing coding. I don't know where I'm going to land. I'm going to see what I can like finish story-wise tonight in my composition book just to make sure that I have it mostly fleshed out so that I can just dive into copying and pasting the text in and then just code like crazy. So, you guys have been great. Fucking love this. Thank you for this awesome community. If there's anyone here that's new to the community or they're not part of the Discord yet, please consider joining the Discord off the link I just posted. I really appreciate this. I'm really excited to take the feedback you guys gave me and produce like a really shiny, fun, complete game that we can put on Steam. And then we'll be able to say that we are officially a game developer and we can fill out like our own little game, you know, development team name, which is going to be Rain Bullet Studios. Super excited. So I will see you guys tomorrow night. Feel free to DM me if you have any questions or any feedback. I am going to pull the event, but if you guys want to play the game and submit more feedback, I'm still looking at the feedback while I make the new game. So you guys have all been awesome. And I think I will look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night. So everyone have a good night. Bye.